Hello guys, Sai here with another Path of Exile 2 video. This is the fourth video I think in this series where I talk about the new Ascendancy leaks that GGG leaked officially. So now we can really talk about all the details of the Ascendancy nodes, every single one. So let's get right into it. In this video I will talk about the Mercenary. Let's start with the Witchhunter. Okay, let's talk about this first node, Weapon Master. 20 passive skill points become weapon set skill points. So what that means is that you can, when you swap your weapon sets to another, then the points on your passive skill tree change. But I don't know how that could be beneficial because you don't get more points, you just swap them around. But basically, in my understanding, you could still have all the benefits. I don't know, chat. Leave a comment if you understand this benefit of this node. Yeah, I am kinda 20 passive skill points become weapon set skill points. I really have no idea why that would be beneficial. Enlighten me in the comments, please. Second node, Pitiless Killer, Culling Strike. So this is the 2-pointer. Culling Strike, in my opinion, got nerfed heavily because against unique monsters it's only like 5% or something like that. For mapping for like normal monsters you don't need it, for magic monsters you also don't need it. I don't know. Culling Strike is whatever. And the third node, Decimating Strike. So Decimating Strike is kinda good, I think. Hits against full life enemies remove between 5% and 30% life. But for 4 points, I don't know if I would go for Decimating Strike. Yeah, I don't know. Because, so what you have to know, chat, bosses get harder and harder the lower the HP gets. So removing the up to 30% life at the start is removing time from a boss fight, which is easy anyways. I don't know. Killing a boss normally decides on the 50%, the second half of the life of the boss. I don't know. So I actually don't like these 2 and 3 nodes, Pitiless Killer and Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Let's see about the other nodes. Witchbane. Enemies have maximum concentration equal to 40% of their maximum life. Break enemy concentration on hit equal to 100% of damage dealt. Enemies regain 10% of concentration every second if they haven't lost concentration in the past 5 seconds. What does concentration do? Enemies have less cooldown recovery rate the lower their concentration, scaling down to 50% less recovery rate when concentration is 0. I wonder if this also reduces the attack time of monsters, or if it's just special abilities. Because in maps, if it's just special abilities, I don't think that is very good. For essence farming, I guess this could be really nice. If essences are very strong and very hard to deal with, then this node could be very beneficial. I could see that. For bosses, I don't know how that would work with invulnerability phases on bosses, like if they recover concentration, because if they do, then the amount of concentration loss you would get on bosses is probably very low. 5. Deal up to 30% more damage to enemies based on their missing concentration. This could be very good for mapping, I think. On bosses, as I said before, the last half of the boss is the hard part of a boss, so maybe this would actually be good for bosses to deal a little bit more damage, but I don't know how much that would be consistently, depending on the uptime of damage. 6. Obsessive Rituals, Grant Skills, Sorcery Ward, 50% less armor and evasion rating, which is of course not that good for you, but passively manifests a protective barrier which takes elemental damage from hits, so not damage over time effects. for you until depleted. The barrier instantly recharges to its full value a short time after it stops taking damage or is fully depleted. So we don't know how much this barrier is. I think this could be potentially very strong. That being said, as a crossbow character, like if you want to do crossbows with the Witch Hunter, then you can't wear a shield. I think this in combination with a shield is very strong. But with a crossbow you can't wear a shield, then the penalty has a bigger impact on you. So you would have to wait and see. But for bossing, this is very good. This is an incredible node. So then let's talk about Zealous Inquisition. 10% chance for enemies you kill to explode, dealing 100% of their maximum life as physical damage. Charge is doubled against undead and demons. This is a very, very strong node. I think this is one of the main reasons to go Mercenary. Remember, guys, you can go crossbow with other classes too, so just because GDG promotes this character as a crossbow character doesn't mean you have to be a crossbow character with Witch Hunter only. You can be a monk crossbow guy or a witch crossbow guy or whatever. The Zealous Inquisition is, I think, the best node of the whole tree. What is 7? Oh, that was the 4 point. I missed that, chat. 50% increased effect of sorcery ward. Sorcery ward recovers 50% faster. Yeah, I mean, this is a very good combination. For mapping, this is very strong. For bosses, this is very strong. And then, I don't know, maybe you would still go Culling Strike and Decimating Strike. I don't know. Maybe you would go the concentration route. I think we would need to see this in action to judge if this is good or not. But just getting the Explodey on this Ascendancy alone is the reason to use this Ascendancy. Like mapping, this will be one of the fastest mappers for sure. I saw the AoE on this trigger, and it's huge. It's really huge. Doing breaches with this Ascendancy node will be a breeze and so much fun. Also, one tiny side note, the undead and demons. There could be a case where specific biomes tend to have more undead monsters than other biomes on the Atlas in the end game, so you might want to chase certain biomes with this Ascendancy nodes to have even more effect, because 20% is huge. Then we have the Gambling Legionnaire. I'm very interested in this one. Crystalline Potential, 10% quality of all skills. We will have to wait and see what quality does. If there's a busted quality, of course, this is an amazing node. Implanted Gems, +1 to level of all skill gems. Historically, buffing the level of minion gems was very important to buff their HP and their damage, so that could be really good as a minion character. For spells, I think increasing the level of spells for the gems is the only way to get flat added damage for spells, I think. I'm not sure. So this is also quite strong for spells. And also for weapon skills, the levels also tend to give you a lot of more percentage of the added flat damage stuff. So overall, very strong. It's a 4 pointer, yeah, that makes sense. Very strong a node. Advanced Thaumaturgy, 30% less cost of skills. Skills gems have 30% more attribute requirements. This could be interesting with Archmage to reduce the costs of Archmage. So this could actually be an Archmage character maybe. 4 is a 2 pointer, grants 3 additional skill slots. Very strong. Many people think adding more skills to your keyboard, like it will get messy, but I think of this, you can add 3 conditional skills to your arsenal to have even more options to deal with certain situations. And also for minions, I think this could also be really good to have even more different minion skills. Yeah, gem studded, 5, this is a 4-pointer. You can use 2 copies of the same support gem in different skills. Wow, that is super strong, guys. 6, so another 4-pointer. Getting the max res per support gem. This is super nice for defensive measures, especially if you can shift some of physical damage to elemental damage. This is very nice. Okay, then the final 2 last points. 7 adaptive capability. This is the 2-pointer attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. This could be good if you want to attribute stacking. For example, I think the Gemling can actually be a really good ascendancy for the Titan's Blood or whatever the keynote is called, where you can wear two-handed weapons, but the attribute requirements double. I think this will make that keynote way easier to approach. And also like life stacking with strength could be a reason to be a gemling. I mean, it is not a direct buff, but you still can use all the different gems, right? So that's really nice. Okay, and then the final note, enhanced effectiveness. Inherent bonuses from intelligence, strength, and dexterity are doubled. Wow. So yeah, there you go. Strength stacking, life stacking. Maybe Gemling will be really good. Maybe that will also be the best way to stack mana. I don't know. I mean, this is by far the most interesting ascendancy in my opinion because it's just like so raw, right? It's so basic. Very, very interesting. I think minions have a good time with this ascendancy. Archmage potentially will have a good time, since you can have less costs and then also buff your mana. That's really good. And also just defensive wise, the max resistances can be good, and also the 3 additional skills can give you some amount of defense. And damage wise, Gem studded can be really good. So yeah, really nice, guys. There is one more class that I want to do, the monk. That will be in the next video, so I always forgot to mention it, but of course, subscribe and like if you want to see more of my videos. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. And also, if you want to have a good time in early access together, I will be streaming on Twitch. You can see the link in the description. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.